What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel. Now before we get started with this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue, the road to 200 subs has now come to a close and we are now 220 subs away from hitting 500 subs. And who knows, maybe we might hit 500 subs by the end of the year, which lands next week. Next week will be the end of the year. And it's been one hell of a year, you guys, but only time will tell. And as I've said in previous videos, if this channel does get to 500 subs, I'm opening up this Korean LOB booster box in its entirety that I got from my partners over at Collector Store. So be sure to check them out. Link and address will be in the description below. Excuse me. By checking them out, not only does it support them, it also supports the channel, and I would greatly appreciate it. On the hopes to potentially pull a Blue Eyes White Dragon, a Dark Magician, a Red Eyes Black Dragon, a piece of Exodia, Monster Reborn, Pot of Greed. The possibilities are out there. However, if this channel gets to 1,000 subs, I'm opening up this first edition Toon Chaos box in its entirety that I also got from my partners over at Collector Store, on the hopes to potentially pull a collector's rare out of this set. But with that being said, if you guys want to see these boxes get opened, maybe you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue, maybe you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, deck profiles, card discussions, WWE topic videos, or maybe, just maybe, you guys want some premium live event predictions and results. Well, if you guys want all of that and more, my channel is the place to be. So if you guys are new to the channel, and I know that a lot of you guys are, because practically 100% of you guys are watching the content, but you guys are not even subscribed. And to top it all off, we gotta get more women to watch the content as well. So if you guys are watching the content, you like the content, and you want more of the content, but you guys have not subscribed as of yet, then make sure you guys do indeed subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, smash that thumbs up button on this video, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And I want you guys to post in the comments below answering the question of the day, which is this: who would you consider to be the best champion in WWE of 2024? Let me know down in the comments below. And for this week's episode, since we are on the topic of champions, this week's episode, we now know, as of last week, that the War Raiders are once again tag team champions. Now, it's been about almost 5 years since they were last champions. In fact, the last time that they were tag team champions, it was around 2019, funny enough, and they went on to dominate WWE, or rather Monday Night Raw, for a few months before they ended up losing the titles to Seth Rollins and, of course, I think Buddy Murphy, if I remember correctly. So, no, they dropped the titles due to injury. Yeah, I think, if I remember correctly, they dropped the tag titles due to injury, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong, but I think that was the case. But what I find so interesting about it is that the tag team division on Raw has been on fire, not just on the men's side, but also on the women's side as well. Obviously, we found out this past Friday on SmackDown, Naomi took Jade Cargill's place, becoming Bianca Belair's other half of the women's tag team champions, which congrats to both, are in order. But obviously now Naomi is gonna have a massive target on her back, not just being targeted by Nia Jax and Candice LeRae, but also being targeted by Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, Metaphor, the Unholy Union, Damage Control, literally pretty much every single woman on the roster that wants the women's tag team titles are going to be gunning for those two ladies. But what about the War Raiders? Well, there's quite a few tag teams on Raw that would be more than thrilled to want to go after those tag team titles. Obviously, there's Akam and Razor, the Authors of Pain, part of the final Testament. There's also Akira Tozawa and Otis of the Alpha Academy. There's Brutus Creed, and there's Brutus and Julius Creed of American Made. There's Carlito and Dirty Dom of the Judgment Day. Finn Balor and JD McDonough could potentially get their rematch as well. Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde of the LWO. There's also the Wyatt Six, which could be any two of them. It could be Uncle Howdy and Eric Rowan, or it could be Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis, or it could be Dexter Lumis and Eric Rowan, Uncle Howdy and Joe Gacy. The combinations are so out there. Speaking of the LWO, we could even also see Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio go after the tag team titles. Who else could be in it? The New Day is definitely another team that comes into mind. Even in spite of what they did to Big E, that's still on the table. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, the tag team division is just absolutely insane. And one thing I've learned, especially when it came to the world tag team titles, is that, again, once you're champion, it's gonna be pure chaos. Take the NXT tag team division for example. Ava literally said, "We want chaos." Oh my God, the tag team division gave her what she wanted, and every single tag team on NXT, guys, tag teams like OTM, Hank and Tank, Tyreek and Tyreek Igwe and Tyson DuPont. Who else? No Quarter Catch Crew, the D'Angelo family. All those tag teams are fighting each other just to get a shot at the tag team titles, where as opposed to the tag team division on Raw, it's like it's just like bland, if you will, in my opinion. But now that the War Raiders are our tag team champions, the question is, what's next? Who's gonna step up to the challenge of facing the War Raiders for the World Tag Team titles? And as crazy as it sounds, and as crazy as it sounds, I think honestly, it has. And I know that I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this, but I think it should be between the Authors of Pain, the LWO, and the New Day. The reason why the reason why I believe it should be the Authors of Pain is because the last time they were tag team champions, they aligned themselves with a guy by the name of Drake Maverick. I'm not sure if you guys remember him, but they aligned themselves with him, not long after ditching Paul Ellering the night after WrestleMania. And it's weird because Paul Ellering has taken quite a few tag teams to tag team glory, including the Authors of Pain, and even also and even also oh my god, what's the the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal, God rest both their souls. And he had been a part of so many different promotions over the years, including promotions such as Mid-South Wrestling, the AWA, the NWA, Jim Crockett Promotions, or WCW, WWE. He's been literally everywhere that he has gone that he brought a tag team with. They've went on to win tag team gold again, including the Road Warriors and the Authors of Pain. And again, the last time they were tag team champions, it was in 2018. It was right around 2018. And they just ditched Paul Ellering, of all people. And again, they got released from WWE during the pandemic, mainly because of, well, obviously you guys know, I'm not gonna explain, but you guys all already know. I think I mentioned that in a video during the pandemic. You guys can take a look and see for yourself, because there was a long list of people back at that time that were getting released, including guys like them, guys like Zack Ryder or Matt Cardona, women like Chelsea Green, and even also WWE senior referee Mike Chioda, of all people, got released, which is a bit unfortunate because he was the GOAT. When it came to being a referee in WWE, Mike Chioda was the GOAT. And again, it's been several years now, and they've been way long overdue for tag team glory. And I think now would be the perfect time for them to step up and potentially challenge for the world tag team titles. Now, as far as the LWO goes, again, any two members can win those tag team titles, and they could use the free bird rule because of the fact that there's four guys in the LWO. There's Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Cruz del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde. So it comes down to which two members could take that challenge. Could it be Cruz and Joaquin? Could it be Dragon Lee and Rey? Could it be Rey and Cruz? Dragon Lee and Joaquin? What's gonna be the combination? You know, so no one knows. But the thing is, aside from the United States title, that there hasn't been a single member of the LWO that has brought championship glory to the group. And I think at this point now, I think in my opinion, at this point now, Rey Mysterio is now at a point now where he's soon going to retire. We already knew that. We knew that Rey Mysterio at some point within the next year or so is going to retire. When? No one knows. He didn't really say much about it, but when he does, but when he does, I know he wants to see the LWO win championship gold. And I think, honestly, aside from Dragon Lee becoming, I think, still the Speed champion, isn't he? Yeah. So aside from the U.S. title and the WWE Speed title, that's it. Those those are the only championships that has been around the LWO, and I think, honestly, now is the time. So I think the LWO are definitely long overdue, especially Cruz and Joaquin, because when they were in NXT, they had multiple opportunities at the NXT tag team titles, but they couldn't get the job done. So in my opinion, I think they're long overdue. As are the New Day. I mean they haven't won tag team gold, I think, since their time in NXT, which was what, 2 years ago, a couple of years ago, if my memory serves right. And they held the tag team titles for about 2 to 3 months, and that was it. That was their run. Since then, they haven't won anything. They have not won tag team gold. They may have had opportunities at tag team gold, but they've only fell short because of the fact that they kept arguing with one another, and there's really no telling how far the team is gonna last. Even obviously, even with what they did to Big E a few weeks ago on the Raw after War Games last month, it's so hard to think. It's hard to believe that they've been doing this for 10 years, and they haven't won tag team gold in two years, which is insane. So between these three teams, which again are super long overdue tag team glory, who deserves that opportunity? Is it the Authors of Pain? Is it the LWO, or is it the New Day? Honestly, at this point, it has to be, in my opinion, and I'm probably going to be getting a lot of heat for saying this, but in my opinion, it has to be the Authors of Pain. And the only reason is because of the fact that Paul Ellering, again, as I stated, was the man that brought them to tag team glory in NXT. They dominated at NXT with an iron fist for the latter part of what, a year and a half at best, and they've been back for a year now, for almost 2 years now, and yet for some weird ass reason, Karrion Kross hasn't given them the chance to go after the World Tag Team titles. But is that his fault? No, it's at the fault of the Wyatt Six. And I think once that rivalry comes to an end, no matter who wins and who loses, I think at this point, leading into the road to WrestleMania, we need to see the Authors of Pain get their WrestleMania moment, and the only way to do that is by challenging for the World Tag Team titles between now and before we get to WrestleMania. And if they become tag team champions, they could walk into WrestleMania as tag team champions and walk out the same way, still tag team champions. I feel like that they are very long, well overdue tag team glory. And as far as whether or not we could see them as heels or baby faces in 2025, honestly, honestly, as crazy as it sounds, I think they're better off as baby faces because ever since they came back to WWE, what, about a year, right around this time last year, um really they haven't been doing a whole lot. I mean, yeah, sure, they did get their WrestleMania moment by having by having Paul Ellery at their side, but in all fairness, that all that did was just give them a loss at WrestleMania. And I think, honestly, as crazy as it sounds, I truly feel like they need the tag team titles more than they need Karrion Kross, because Karrion Kross was the one that brought them back to WWE. But now that they're back, what are they doing? So again, the way I see it, we need to see big meaty men slapping meat. Shoutouts to Big E for the joke. War Raiders versus Authors of Pain. That would be a hell of a match. That would be one hell of a match. I could see it. I could totally see it. But with that being said, that will do it for this week's episode of WWE's Biggest Issue. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more episodes of WWE's Biggest Issue in the future, then make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.